Hi, folks. I'm Richard Friedman, and welcome to my Ukraine update and cartoon countdown for March 7th, 2022. Good to see you back, folks. What I've done here today with you, what I'm going to do, is kind of blend in what's happening in Ukraine with my political cartoon countdown. And so I think right now I'm going to show you the first cartoon, which is also going to explain some of the things that are going on here. So start the cartoon countdown with this one right here. And this is Trump watching report of Putin's ally, Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko, addressing his Security Council Tuesday while standing in front of a battle map of Ukraine, possibly communicating Putin's top secret plan to invade Moldova. So Moldova is a country it's not in NATO, and it's a small country here, kind of wedged in between adjacent to the Black Sea with Odessa, which is a port city in Ukraine, which is now soon to become under attack, or is already under attack. Okay, so this is what's happening here. So what's happening is that this man here is basically a puppet, head of a puppet government in Belarus, and he is letting his Putin's tanks flow through his country into Ukraine. Okay, and here's Belarus. This is his country, you see, and here's where his tanks are entering right here. They're not his tanks, Russian tanks. Russian tanks are coming through this man's country, he's the president of, and they're going right through here. The objective here is Kiev. Kiev is like the prize inside of Cracker Jacks. If you remember, you used to like those Cracker Jacks and go for the prize. Well, the prize here for the Russians is Kiev, the capital, where they can seize the government and take and do what they're going to do with the president Zelensky. And this is their focal point. This is what's their focal point in the north here. What they're doing here. That's the tanks coming in, and what they're also doing is they're bombing the airport runways. This is an airport here, and they're bombing the airport runway, which is close to Kiev, so they can't get any planes in. There was talk of sending planes in from Poland that would be like old Russian MiGs that the Ukrainians were familiar with and could possibly fly. So they would probably land here. So the Russians are bombing this airport here, which is again not too far in the general area of Kiev. And that would be the idea for them to get planes to protect Kiev from the air attacks. And now the Russians are destroying the runway to these airports here. They bombed the runways, and the tanks are coming in here through Belarus. Okay. So you see here, this is Poland here. So the Polish planes would, I don't know how they would they probably could get through over Belarus, because I don't think they have, the missiles, their attack weapons are going towards Ukraine, so they probably could fly over Belarus and come in this way. If Poland were to fly those planes, they probably could get over Belarus, because there's no Russian artillery focused on Belarus. That's where they're coming from. So they're not going to bomb themselves. So they probably could have gotten over there. But now the Russians are a step ahead, and they're bombing the airport here, and that's close to Kiev. So like I said, Kiev is the prize inside the Cracker Jacks box that the Russians are going for up here in the north. And they've taken over their this was an old nuclear power plant, Chernobyl, on the Belarus here. Yeah. The nuke plant, this was not something that was out of use and had a terrible accident here years ago. The plant was shut down, but it still was very dangerous, and it was shut down, and the Russians have taken that plant over. So that's not cutting power off to the Ukrainians, because it was never on power, but it's a dangerous situation that if someone should actually bomb it, it could create terrible radioactivity throughout the whole area, throughout perhaps another disaster like they had years ago here at this nuclear power plant. So the Russians have taken this over. The tanks are coming in here, and they bombed the airport runway here so that no planes from Poland could land at the airport to reinforce the defense of this Kiev. Okay, air defenses over Kiev. So the Russians are using a strategy here that regretfully doesn't look good for Ukraine. And they're calling for a fly, to have a fly zone to shoot down the Russian planes, a no-fly zone, and that's not going to happen. So it looks like they're, from here to me, it looks like it's just a matter of time before Ukraine falls. It's just a progression here. Now, here in the south, here you have them coming up on Crimea. The Russian ground, this is Crimea, which they control. They took this over a long time ago here at Crimea. So they're rushing into Crimea here. Tanks and stuff flowing through in the south, into Crimea. And it's the ground assault on Crimea. I'm going to show you some other stuff in a little while on another map. You can get so much in on one map. Okay? And here we have this was the plan that this man, he broadcasted. This plan was broadcasted to his people. I don't know if it was broadcast, people might have picked it up, but it was shown to his people. He was showing this plan that what would happen is they would take Odessa, okay, the city of Odessa, and then they would, from Odessa, see, Romania, they can't go into Romania because Romania is a NATO country. Okay, so take Moldova, which is a small independent country here, to take over that also, kind of like to take a souvenir away. It's a small country, so they're going. Might as well. We're here in the neighborhood, so we might as well take Moldova while we're in the neighborhood of Ukraine. Might as well stop off and take Moldova, as long as we're in the neighborhood, right? That's what the Russians are probably saying to themselves. So they're going to take Moldova, and this is the plan that this man, his name here is Lukashenko, President Alexander Lukashenko of Belarus. Okay, so he was put there by President Putin, and I don't know, I can't say validated that he was put there by him. I can't say that, but he's very much influenced by him. Okay, so they're working together. There was talk now of Belarus even sending in some of their fighters to assist the Ukrainians. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I heard some talk about that. So I can't say things that are not validated. So I'm trying to kind of make sure of that. So as I see it, we can make the assumption that this Belarusian leader Lukashenko is cooperating with President Putin of Russia and letting his forces go through Belarus, and the tanks are rolling through here. Russian tanks are coming through. Here, okay, all right, and see what else here. Also this is a nuclear power plant here that they've taken over. Here's a nuclear power plant. They've taken over this nuclear power plant here. So they're taking the energy. They control the energy. If they're taking over nuclear power plants, they control the nuclear energy. They're bombing the airports. They're shelling the cities. They took one. Kherson is the only city over here. I'll show you that in a little while that they've taken. Okay, so this is it. The ground. So they're coming basically. So you could sum it up. They're coming in from Crimea from the south and from Belarus from the north, and also from Russia. You can be sure of that. And they've taken over again. I said this nuclear power plant here. Okay, and this I'm going to get into this further. So here, anyway, I'm losing the cartoon here. So this is here. Here is President Trump watching this plan. Lukashenko from the port. Okay, so here is going back to the cartoon. While standing in front of a battle map of Ukraine, possibly communicating Putin's top secret plan to invade Moldova, a former Soviet country that is. See, Moldova was under the umbrella of the Soviet Union, south of Ukraine, from the port city of Odessa. Given the other border country, Romania, is a NATO member, and Trump has characterized Putin amid his invasion as a genius. So President Trump did say Putin's actions are basically the act of a genius. He said that in the beginning. He didn't say it once to people. He said it in the very beginning when they took over these cities here and they declared them independent. When they declared them independent, these cities here, over here. At this point, a week ago, it seems like 100 years ago, those cities over here, when they took over they declared them independent. Former President Trump said it was beautiful because they're independent, and you go in and you rescue the Russian-speaking people who want to be part of Russia again. So he called that. I'm not gonna go there and say that President Trump called these mass killings and all this and bombing and destroying lives and children. I'm not saying he's calling that genius. I ain't gonna go there. I'm not saying that. But at the get-go, before all this business happened, he called Putin's action a genius. President Trump did. We heard that. So there's a big distinction that you got to make there. Okay, but it ain't good to do that. but I'm just trying to focus in on the truth. Okay, so here it is. So here he is, Washenko, and he's explaining this to his service members. And here's former President Trump watching all this. Okay, this is supposed to be a secret plan. It's not going to be secret in a couple of days, maybe not even after today, because the plan was for them to take Odessa and through Odessa go into Moldova and bypass Romania because it's a NATO country. So another Putin genius move. This is former President Trump. He uses his strongman ally to make it appear he could invade Moldova, making it look like Lukashenko screwed up. It would look like that, but this, again, on same day of Biden's address. So this speech happened the same day. His speech and Biden's speech to the address to the nation happened the same day. Might have been a coincidence, but it's a funny coincidence. Okay, and it leaked out. So screwed up on the same day. But like this was Putin's Ukraine address to the world. Very savvy. So he'd be complimenting him on the timing with Putin with his address the same day as he didn't say this. I'm saying this in my cartoon. Okay, as the same day as Biden's address, this took place. That he lectured his service people, and this got out to the public. This was supposed to be a private meeting, and it was released or it was exposed some way to the public and got all over the place. And this is the Belarusian flag, and he's making this statement to his service members here. Okay. So I've tried to do two things in this cartoon: explain what was going on, and also explain the cartoon. I don't know if I've succeeded in either, but I gave it my best shot. Okay, now, specifically, here is what's going on here. Okay, now as I said, they're coming through Belarus. All these cities here that have been declared independent of Ukraine are here. So they've taken a terrible, terrible hit in Mariupol. Terrible shelling there of the city of Mariupol, but they're holding out so far. They haven't taken Mariupol. The only city, from what I have learned, is Kherson that has fallen to the Russians. And you can see why that would happen, because they're right here's the Crimea where they're coming in. So they have their massive troops going right in here. So this is probably the reason. You see, they have Crimea. Crimea is theirs. They already took that over years ago. So they have all their massive troops, and this is why probably they were able to take Kherson with so much manpower, because it was coming right from here. Okay, from the south. See, from the north, they're more bogged down by land obstacles and things like that coming in, and they had their convoy stalled outside. That this 40-mile convoy stalled outside outside Ukraine here, waiting to come in. So that hasn't moved. And people are saying, well, they're waiting for what they're doing now. It's clearly obvious they're going to bomb the people until there's no more resistance, and then they're going to bring in that 40-mile convoy into Kiev. And that's probably their game plan. So they're holding that in reserve, because they don't want to butcher their people because they know the Ukrainians are fighting, and they're fighting hard. So they're going to try to just bomb the hell out of them. They don't care if they're taking babies, taking schools and hospitals, whatever they got to do, and that's what they're doing. We all see that on what's going on there. So the idea is to pave the way for that 40-mile convoy to come sailing into Kiev. So what they're going to find is a devastated city. They're going to find a wasteland, and that's what they're going to have. Plus, they're going to have the snipers coming back in there and try and take back the city in perpetuity. The Ukrainians aren't going to say goodbye. We'll see you soon. We're going to Miami Beach. It ain't going to happen like that. They're going to come down there, and they're going to fight for their country, even under the devastation of a wasteland city. They're going to fight for the territory. They can't destroy it'll still be on the map. So that's what they're going to. So that's the prognosis here. That's going to be a long, drawn-out sluggle. Okay. So again, here, this was the city. So Mariupol's taking it hard. They're really taking it hard here in Mariupol, but the city is holding up, and they haven't invaded it yet. Kherson is now in the Russian hands. Okay, and this is a three-pronged attack coming out of Crimea. So out of Crimea, they're going in three different directions here. Okay, they're going up this way, and that way. So they're going straight up the country here. That's where they took this country here. They took the city already, and they're going straight up here, and they're going out this way. Okay. Okay, that they're going out this way towards the east, and they're going out this way towards the west. Okay. So I hope I got that right. So anyway, so this is the story. I'm trying to give you an overview of what's happening here. Just an overview picture. Okay. They've taken this Sumy region here. You see, and this is, I said, the prize inside the box of Cracker Jacks is Kiev, where they can decapitate the government. Okay. Okay, I've done the best I could. I hope I've enlightened you to what's going on a little bit. All right, let's get to the countdown now. Okay. Is number 4, based upon impressions on Twitter. Here we have the yacht. We have President Biden seizing the yacht of a Russian oligarch. So the idea here is, given Biden won't support a ban on U.S. oil and gas imports, apparently up to now, okay, he says he's not, this is up to now, amid a bipartisan group of U.S. senators introducing a bill on Thursday to ban them, the 1960 Sink the Bismarcks, sung to by Johnny Horton, rendition to Link the Yachts. So I made a song from Sink the Bismarck. I made a song to link the yachts to Putin, because that's what they're trying to do, saying, well, if we stop the Russian oligarchs, from their boats, and we take their boats, then they're going to put pressure on Putin to stop the war in Ukraine. It's a long stretch. Instead of putting the effort to block the oil and block the natural gas, I mean, that's where the action is. That's where it is. And this, to me, well, anyway, I don't want to get into my opinions. I'm just going to say, "Sink the Bismarck," sung by Johnny Horton, rendition to "Link the Yachts" to Putin. The lyrics symbolizing that owning a yacht does not give an individual the power to influence Putin's decisions on his war with Ukraine. And this is a song, "Link the Yachts," okay? There it is, okay? So here it goes. In March of 2022, the Russian war with Ukraine had just begun. The Russian oligarchs had the biggest yachts where they had lots of fun, until Biden told the people, put every US and European ally ship on their trail, no matter how fast and wherever they may sail, because somewhere on that ocean, those ill-begotten boats have got to be. We got to take those yachts from Putin's close friends for our place in history. So here is a place in history, and here is President Biden boarding a Russian oligarch's yacht, taking the yacht, and he's saying, taking these yachts secures America's place in history as a fighter for democracy. Okay, and there he goes. Let's go zoom in on, there he is. You know? In the spirit of John Paul Jones, I have not yet begun to fight. I have not yet begun to fight in the spirit of John Paul Jones, the famous naval sea captain. Famous words when the British were about to attack him, and he was outnumbered. He said, "I have not yet begun to fight." So this is President Biden's "I've not yet begun to fight," taking the yacht here of the Russian oligarch, John Paul Jones. Okay, okay, there it is. There's the yacht going. There it goes. He's got the yacht. He's taking it. Okay. All right. Now here's another scene cartoon that I did. This is China. Now where is China? Where, oh where can China be? China. This was China's opportunity to show itself the true greatness of the Chinese people. They had an opportunity here at the UN, a tremendous opportunity to show the world what they were really about. I mean, the Chinese people are good people, and they had an opportunity, and they just let it go. That's the way I look at it. You know, I was a teacher, and I had many Chinese students, and they were the best. I mean, I'm not going to say the best, but they were very good students and very respectful. And the Chinese people that I've met throughout my life, they've all been very good people. Excellent people, the salt of the earth, the Chinese people that I've met in my life. And I've met a lot of them. So I would say to China, that was your best chance to show the greatness and what the Chinese people really are about. But they didn't do it. So here's my... Here. China's UN ambassador Zhang Zhang at UN on Monday does his lyrics to So-Fi Money Dance. You must have, if you watch all these kids, I do my money dance. I get up off the stage, I do my money dance, and everybody's money, and all the money's falling down. Well, I did a thing on that, okay? Money dance, amid what he must realize is a baloney dance, given that day Russian leader Vladimir Putin recognized 2 territories in eastern Ukraine as separate republics. Okay, before ordering troops into Donbass region, sparking, that was the eastern area, where I just showed you that before, sparking fears of a larger invasion, which came to pass. Okay, so here he is. Here is the ambassador, the China's ambassador to the UN, in front of the UN before practicing his baloney dance that he's going to give to the UN General Assembly on the Ukraine that's at this point was mushrooming. It hadn't really happened yet. Okay, and here he is. He's out there, and he goes, "Me jump up on world stage at UN and do my baloney dance. No talk of Kremlin plan in advance to take Ukraine under Putin's stance. Me do my baloney dance, my baloney dance." And there's the UN in the background here. UN. They were doing his baloney dance. My baloney dance, okay? Okay. All right. Here, coming up there to the #1 cartoon. Well, you know something? I don't want to jump ahead of myself. This was #2. This was Archie Bunker watching what's going on here with his son-in-law Mike Stivic, who's in the TV show All in the Family, was represented to be of Polish descent, to which Bunker always had his way of addressing. Okay, so here it goes. Archie Bunker watching Secretary of State Anthony Blinken saying the U.S. is looking for ways for Poland to supply its Soviet-made MiG-29 combat jets to Ukraine. Now these were Russian planes but Poland used to be part of the Soviet bloc, and they were given these planes, and they bought these planes from the Russians, and the Ukrainians had trained on those planes, and they're familiar with how to fly those planes. So if you give the Ukrainians F-22s, they don't know how to fly them. So what they were going to do is go ahead and replenish the Polish Air Force with F-22s and let the modern F-22s and let Poland give those older Soviet planes, the MiGs, to the Ukrainians. If you remember Vietnam, when they were fighting with MiGs, we used to hear those fly stories where they were shooting down MiGs. Those MiGs back in the Vietnam days. People are old enough. Everybody knows about MiGs, that they were over Vietnam and stuff like that. So that goes way back, those MiGs. But that's what they trained on. That's what they knew how to fly. So it was a kind of a swap deal. But now the Russians are one step ahead, and they bombed the airports near Kiev, the runways. So I don't know how they're going to get those planes there. They're not going to send them by sea. So I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. You know. So anyway. So here you have it here. Too little, too late. That's the story of Ukraine. Too little, too late. This could have been done long before this happened. They could have jumped. They could have realized this was going to happen. They could have done the swap. They could have sent weapons there to Ukraine. It could have. I'm not saying the Ukrainians would have been victorious, but the Russians might have thought twice about it before they did it. That's all I'm saying. In any event, Ukraine was up against an impossible victory, complete victory. It only would have prolonged it. But the idea here is that it might have given the Russians some thought about doing it and some reservations when they saw the planes coming in from Poland. And they could have done this a long time ago. So too little, too late. That's the really, for Ukraine, that's really the bottom line here. I'll say it again. Too little, too late. Okay. Now here you got, okay, so this is Archie Bunker with his son-in-law watching the news here, and he goes, and there goes Mike, his son-in-law, and he says, there's my Polish people, Arch, standing up for the defense of democracy. You see? There he's saying that. And then Archie responds, now wait just a minute, meathead. Don't get so excited. Just wait until your dumb Polacks deliver the planes with their own markings on them, and Putin thinks he's under attack by your damn Polak Air Force. So that's Archie Bunker speaking here. The idea was that to be proud, again, what I said, to be proud of the Polish people, and that's the way that the Chinese could have had the mantle. They could have taken home the trophy, the humanity trophy. The Chinese could have done it, and I don't know whether if what would have happened with Poland, whether they would have gone ahead and done this. That's another question. I don't think we're ever going to find that out, whether Poland would have gone on along with this. But we know for sure that China at the UN didn't go along, just sat there and said, you know, you got to come to the table and talk this out. you know, and they're saying, and Russia is saying that there's no difference between a Ukrainian and a Russian. They're the same thing. They're my people. So when someone has that mentality, and how can you talk to the table with somebody who doesn't give you the right to exist? So that's what the Chinese did at the UN. So again here, whether Poland would have gone along with this or not is hypothetical right now. It's water under the bridge. The bottom line, I mean, I've said it already. So that's it. So this was Archie Bunker responding to that. Whether Poland would have gone along with this kind of Lend-Lease type of situation, we don't know. But that was that. Okay, this is numero uno de la semana, number 1 of the week. Here we got. Okay. Oh, I'm going to go along with this and read this to you before I explain it to you. Russian President Vladimir Putin in meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron in Moscow. So this is their meeting on March 3rd. So I'm kind of making a scenario of what might have happened there. Russian President Vladimir Putin in meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron in Moscow, Russia on March 3rd, 2022. Given after talks, Macron said nothing reassuring from Putin, believed worst is yet to come. And he was right in Ukraine. And Putin claimed he is denazifying Ukraine. He came out with a number of times. This is a denazification of Ukraine. We've got to get the Nazi leadership of Ukraine out, you know. So here goes the cartoon. And here's Putin originally welcoming Macron to Moscow at his long round. This is a different table that I used last time. Another long table, but a different one. This is more circular long table, you know. Okay, so here we got, here's Russian President Putin, and he's saying to Macron, numero uno, number 1, welcome to Moscow, President Macron. What can you tell me? Because he wants to know whether they're going to surrender and be ahead of this. Putin didn't want to do all this business. He wanted them to surrender the whole country, and everybody's happy. And he puts up his own puppet government, everybody, and he's happy. So he didn't really want to do this. But when it came to the bottom line, he was all for it when he saw what was going on with the determination of the Ukrainian people and Zelensky. He said, well, that's it. We got to crush him. So anyway, so welcome to Moscow, President Macron. What can you tell me? And here goes Macron. President Putin, President Zelensky is no Nazi. He is Jewish. Here's his bar mitzvah photo. So here's the bar mitzvah photo of Zelensky that he's showing to him. Okay, this is bar mitzvah photo. He's showing Putin his bar mitzvah photo to show that he's Jewish. He could never have been a Nazi. Okay. All right. And then here goes Putin. And number 3 here responds. I don't care if he's a rabbi. Ukraine and Russia are one people. Again, that's his position. And then here goes Macron again. Here goes Macron. Macron is saying, President Putin, if President Zelensky decides he wants to pray at a synagogue in Kiev, would you guarantee his safety? Okay? And then here goes President Putin. He's responding to that request for him to go to a temple and pray, to be safe there, if he would guarantee that safety. And President Putin responds, he would be much safer praying at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. Okay, so that was that. So I want to thank you very much, folks. I hope I've enlightened you, and I've done my best to portray what's going on in Ukraine in a simplified way and make it clear, to give you a snapshot, a Polaroid snapshot of what's been going on. And I thank you for watching my video, and you take care. God bless you, and God bless America. See you folks real soon. Bye.